Well, as many of you know, the crypto market had an absolutely terrible night last night, seeing most altcoins falling anywhere from 20 to 30%. Now, this pullback last night happened as a result of course, tariff news that Trump was going to be implementing a 25% sweeping tariff on Canada and Mexico and a 10% tariff on China. Now, as a result of this news, again, we saw the crypto market get absolutely obliterated, and I, of course, believe that it was made even worse by manipulation, as we did see hundreds of millions and billions of dollars worth of liquidations happen within just a couple hours. Now, since last night, things have actually started to somewhat pick up a little bit. We have started to see the market somewhat recover in a bit of a better direction as a result of some news that we did get from Mexico this morning. And so I wanted to cover that here quickly for you and talk about how Trump just somehow managed to pump the crypto market after dumping the crypto market. And so with that said, let's not waste any more time at all. Let's get straight into it. So what we can see here is that after a weird night last night, again, we saw Bitcoin just absolutely in full recovery mode right now. After seeing Bitcoin absolutely get decimated, pulling back from roughly $97,000 all the way down towards $91,000. Over the last 12 hours, it's actually made a pretty strong recovery back up towards $99,000 to $100,000. Now, you may be wondering, well, what in the world caused this pump? Why are things moving in a bit of a better direction? Well, the reason that this happened is actually because Trump actually had a conversation with Mexico this morning, kind of seeing where things were at. As you all know, Trump implemented these tariffs on Friday, meaning he knew he was going to have Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to talk to them, talk to Mexico, talk to Canada, talk to China, to see if we could resolve this before they actually go into place on Tuesday. You know, funny enough, I had a conversation with Connor Kenny literally like 3 or 4 hours ago, and he was like, surely they have to like change things, right? The reason he said this on Friday and didn't implement it until Tuesday was because he wanted to use it as a bargaining chip. He wanted to say, look, I'm serious. If you don't bend to what I want a little bit, I'm going to implement these tariffs and things are going to get ugly. And Connor said, you know, the likelihood is that they're going to go in, they're going to start coming to a solution, and then the market's going to rebound. And this was just another opportunity for the crypto market and the lizard people to just steal all your crypto, to liquidate as many people as possible. Another liquidation event where we're going to look back in history and be like, do you remember that crazy 3 days? Connor said that to me just a couple hours ago. And well, it's kind of playing out to some degree as of right now, where what we saw this morning was that Trump in Mexico, you know, the president or head of Mexico, they had a conversation basically just like, hey, how can we sort this out? How can we figure this out? What sort of conclusion can we come to? And Mexico decided that they were going to kind of give a little bit here. And what they're going to do is they're actually going to send 10,000 of their own Border Patrol agents to help reinforce the border from their side as well, which is what Trump wanted. Yes, tariffs are more of an economic thing, but Trump was using these tariffs because he wanted more control at the border. He wanted to make sure that there wasn't as much illegal immigration and drug trafficking coming through. And so he wanted Mexico to contribute more to stopping this from happening. So he used the tariff as a bargaining chip, and well, he kind of got what he wanted. Mexico said, okay, we'll send 10,000 more agents there. We'll help reinforce the border a little bit. And for now, we're not going to retaliate. We're not going to put any retaliatory tariffs out to, try to tax or tariff any of our imports from the U.S. or anything like that. All we ask is that the U.S. gives us a month to just kind of see how things go. And Trump was like, okay, we'll give it a month. We'll push these tariffs back another month, and we'll see if things actually make a difference, if you actually stick by your word and what you're going to do. And if after a month things are looking better, we'll leave it alone. And that's kind of where we're at. And the best part about it is, of course, because of this, people are starting to feel a little bit better. Like, oh, snap. Well, that solves a lot of the tariff problem that we were seeing from Mexico. Well, what's next? Well, Canada's prime minister comes out, and they obviously had a conversation, Trump and their prime minister. And they said, hey, we had a conversation this morning. We're going to have another conversation at 3 p.m. We'll update you all after that. And what that typically means is, hey, we gave each other some ideas. We're going to meet back at 3 p.m. and we're going to come to a conclusion of what we want to do. And so the likelihood here is that also there's going to be some sort of resolution with Canada. Will it be a good one or a bad one? Obviously, I don't know. Relations there aren't in the best place. So I'm not going to even try to predict what's going to happen. I honestly just don't know. But we are going to get some sort of clarity whether these tariffs are or are not going to be happening tomorrow with Canada as well. And so because of all of this, the market is feeling a lot less uncertain. And because people are feeling a lot less uncertain, they're starting to think, man, maybe we overreacted just a little bit. Maybe we went a little too far. Maybe I shouldn't have sold my entire position. Let me buy back in. And well, what do you know? The crypto market starts recovering back up. Now, again, I don't know what the rest of this day is going to look like. And I don't want this video to age super poorly by trying to make some prediction that honestly is not justified by anything. So I'm not going to try to tell you what's going to happen here. I truly don't know. But what I do know is that in moments like last night, you still can't fall for it. On our live stream last night, I actually told you all I was doing some pretty sizable purchases. I did medium-sized purchases last night on things like Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, SWI, ADA, and Ondo. Bitcoin, for example, was around $93,000 or $94,000. Bought a little ETH at $2,500, some Solana at $194, and I did a large purchase on ETH as well afterwards. And what you can see is that the majority of those purchases from last night are now back in the green, right? You know, the Solana or the Ethereum purchase that I bought in right here, it's recovered a good bit. Solana purchase that I did at $194, it's recovered a good bit. And my purpose here is just to kind of say, you know, you remember in the moment when you felt like that last night, right? Where things were terrible and bad and it felt like the world was ending. Those are the moments when you need to be going in. And again, that's why I was doing some purchasing just last night. And so with that in mind, that's kind of where we are. I still don't buy it. I've told you all many times, things like this are going to happen over and over and over again. And I'm not getting my hopes up that we're done dumping, right? Because quite frankly, guys, I know I've said it a million times over the last month and a half. This is an HMZ, a high manipulation zone. And while Bitcoin's price is in this red box, things like this are going to happen over and over and over again. We're going to pump, we're going to dump, we're going to have fake outs, false breakouts, liquidity hunts, and much more. It's going to continue to happen over and over and over again while we're in this red box. And so although it does feel a little good today that we are seeing some recovery, I'm not falling for it, because at any given point, we might fall off a cliff or take off back to the upside. But one way or another, I know while we're in this box, I'm not doing any major anything. No big buys, no big sells, no high leverage trades, nothing. I am just letting it play out. Because until we're out of this, what you saw last night is still probably going to happen again. And what you saw 2 weeks ago is still probably going to happen again. And I just don't want to be a victim to the volatility and the chaos being caused by the lizard people, at least what I believe. We saw more liquidations in the last couple days than we've seen throughout the entire year. We've seen more liquidations over the last couple days than we've seen actually in the last couple months. And I believe those liquidations will probably continue. If you go out to something like the 30-day liquidation maps and look, there are now over $10 billion in liquidations to the upside, over $5 billion in liquidations to the downside, meaning that within $10,000 or $15,000 for Bitcoin, there's over $15 billion worth of cumulative liquidations that'll happen. And the lizard people are going to look at that, they're going to lick their lips, and they're going to want to liquidate as many people as possible. And I'm just going to make sure I'm not one of them. So I'm still not leverage trading. I'm not doing any big buys or big sells. I'm at most doing medium-sized purchases or large. There's a difference between my like big buys and like medium to large purchases, right? On things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana on days where it dips. And that's all I'm doing. I'm doing spot purchases on red days and nothing else, because this is a high risk zone. And if you keep trading and if you keep getting emotional in this zone, you will keep losing. So I'm probably going to end up doing a live stream at some point today to kind of go over what happens after we do see Trump and Trudeau talk again. So do be on the lookout for that. I will mention to you as well, if you do want to still be able to see things like this, like whenever I am posting some of my buys and sells and a whole bunch more stuff, you can check out the school, which is linked down below. Guys, in the school, we take crypto investors like yourselves. We give you my buys and sells and things like that, courses, coaching, workshops, signals, Q&As, and much more, because that's what creates strategies, and strategies generate gains. I'm not talking about little gains. I'm talking about big gains. Just today, you can see hundreds of percentages and gains have been posted in our community. We've now seen over $2.3 million worth of profits generated by the community just in the last 2 months. So if you do want to check that out, that is available for you down below. And the best part about it is you can get your money back guaranteed if you don't like anything. Say you don't like the classes, you don't like the courses, and you want to cancel, you'll get your money back. And it starts as little as $5 a month, all of which you can access down in the description below. We currently have over 1,250 members, so feel free to join that big community if you don't want to be a part of it. And lastly, don't forget, you can check out WEEX if you do want to start trading today. You can get $20 from just opening an account, adding a recovery number and email, and identifying yourself. You know, you can do a little KYC if you want an extra $10 if you want. If you don't want to, there's a bunch of different trading options. If you start trading and transferring into your futures account, you can get thousands of dollars in rewards. So I'll leave the link to that down below. Again, don't forget to check out the school. And I hope you guys are just prepared and mentally prepared, because again, while we're in this, guys, it's going to continue. The volatility is going to continue. The liquidations will continue. And just don't fall victim to it. Stay safe. Stay steady. Let this play out. And I'll keep updating you as it happens. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I can't wait to see you on the next one. Peace out, everybody.